Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is set the release to 0. The default is set like this. And now I'm just gonna write one note in C. And I will bounce it to audio. Now, if you quick render as audio, maybe you will get the remainder here. So I suggest you for the first time to go as render as audio clip. And if the tail here is set to leave remainder, set it to cut. And let's render it out. So now with this, we wanna, basically what I wanna do is use all 4 of the generators here to create some sort of chord. But since the 4th one is just a sampler, we're gonna throw in this C note in, and we'll use that as a 4th saw. So if you open the recorded sample, you can press this locate sample in browser, and the browser should open up. If not, go here. And here you can just drag the pattern inside. And if we go back to the pattern and bouncing, let me just show you what happens with the leave remainder. As you can see, we got this tiny silence here, and we don't want that here. So this is also why the release should be on 0, otherwise like you won't get a perfect loop. And for now, let's just turn this off. We don't need this pattern 1 for now. And now we'll set this to key track. So if we play it, we got a basic saw. And now let's just pitch it down for like an octave. And now let's make a chord with the rest of these oscillators. So I'll just enable all of them. And let's set this one to -13. And maybe this one to like -7. Maybe -2. And yeah, something like this. I'll just set all the generators to filter 1 as well. And now let's use this LFO here. Maybe something like this. I'll make it faster to like 1 to 8. And now let's maybe modulate this with the filter. I also set this to like 24, and we don't need this resonance here. And yeah, maybe something like this. Let's hear it. now maybe we can also do this on the bend here. Now maybe we can go to the effects and let's just add some reverb. Let's cut off the lows, and maybe we can use this LFO on the mix here. Something like this maybe. Let's also add an EQ, or maybe we can do a bend here, and maybe we could modulate this as well. Let's use a second LFO. And let's make this bipolar, so it goes left and right. Let's just enable some distortion as well. Maybe we could use the filter here in post, for example, and let's modulate this as well. Maybe we could use the random here. So let's use the random and maybe let's sync it. Let's try some delays. Maybe we could add it to like ping pong. What else? Okay, so maybe let's try some macros. Maybe we could use the chorus. Okay. What else? Maybe we could make this second one on smooth. And maybe the tempo as well, so maybe it turns into like a pad or something. Maybe like -2, I think it needs to be. Let's see, enter value. So let's try to turn it on. Maybe let's just make one more for the actual mix of reverb, and maybe we could add some compression as well. And yeah, maybe on the reverb one here, let's see. Okay, let's try to use this over some loops that I made for Patreon. Something like this. This is just for the new sample pack. It's in 1.15. Before that, let's try to see which note actually sounds cool. I love this one. And let's set this bass to D because it's in C, so like 200 up. And then let's just copy this over. And maybe on this one it can go an octave higher. And let's see how it sounds. Pretty cool. I think we could lastly maybe try to layer it with itself. Let's render this one to audio. And as you can see, we have the tail here. So let's do it again. Render as audio and let's cut remainder. And I don't know, maybe let's try to stretch it out and pitch it down. Maybe EQ the lows and highs. And let's also give it some sidechain. Okay, so let's see. Let's try to set the mode to Stretch Pro and change the format. And instead of maybe making an automation, I'll just record this thing. Actually, I fucked up. Oh no, it's okay. And obviously with this synth, you know, if I would want to change this into like a square or some other shape, I guess I would just re-record this basic basic one note, and yeah, you could make variations with like different shapes here maybe, and stuff like that. So yeah, I will attach this preset to the next preset pack on Patreon, and yeah, hope you learned something here.